It's important for Americans and others across the world to understand the kind of people held at Guantanamo. These aren't common criminals or bystanders accidentally swept up on the battlefield. These are dangerous men.
Walling, which is slamming a detainee against a wall. There is cramped confinement, placing a detainee into a small box. Facial slaps, water torture, a whole wide range of of techniques that they employed here.
These are dangerous men.
I think a lot of people bought that narrative, that all of these guys are the worst of the worst. There were a total of about 775 men that have been at Guantanamo at some point in time. There are about 170 left today. So more than 600 have been released or transferred back to their country of origin or some other country, most of those by the Bush administration. So, if these guys were all the worst of the worst, the hardened terrorists that were out to kill Americans, it seems strange that we would send more than 600 of them out of Guantanamo.
I think the existence of Guantanamo undermines our democratic authority and standing in the world. And so we should shut it down. I think that if you endorse Guantanamo, you endorse torture. And that Guantanamo is just an excuse to have a place outside of U.S. territory and U.S. law where it's justified. And I don't think it's okay to treat other human beings that way.
I think that how a country treats another country's political prisoners sets a lot of precedent for future international relationships. I think how we're treating people in Guantanamo Bay is enough reason for a lot of these countries to not be very happy with us.
Completely agree.
Perpetuating further groups to form.
Yeah.
So we should close Guantanamo.
Obama said all the right things about justice and American values and closing Guantanamo and doing away with military commissions and upholding the rule of law. And then once he gets in office, he didn't just embrace the Bush policies, he kissed them on the lips and ran with them and has advanced them further than President Bush ever did.
She arrived at work on the morning of October 19, 2001. There was an intelligence officer waiting for her. The United States had demanded that local authorities arrest me and 5 other men. News reports at the time said the United States believed that I was plotting to blow up its embassy in Sarajevo. I had never, for a second, considered this. Bosnia's highest court investigated the American claim, found that there was no evidence against me, and ordered my release. But the moment I was released, American agents seized me and 5 others. We were tied up like animals and flown to Guantanamo. I believed my captors would quickly realize their mistake and let me go. I went on a hunger strike for 2 years because no one would tell me why I was being imprisoned. Twice each day, my captors would shove a tube up my nose, down my throat, and into my stomach so they could pour food into me. It was excruciating, but I was innocent, so I kept up my protest. 7 years later. You understand, you cannot say there is a single terrorist in Guantanamo Bay until they have been convicted of terrorism. You can say they're accused terrorists, they're suspected terrorists, but they are not terrorists by definition. And of the Federal District Court in Washington reviewed all the reasons offered to justify my imprisonment, including secret information I never saw or heard. The government abandoned its claim of an embassy bomb plot just before the judge could hear it. After the hearing, he ordered the government to free me and 4 of the men who had been arrested in Bosnia. Disgusting. So happy anniversary to all of you.